don't see it yet. Hold on. Live on it. Okay. All right. All right. Is it live on? Not yet. Not yet. Ah, got it. Got it.
Folks. We're live.
All right. I'm sharing this on various websites right now, so just bear with me. And while we wait, persons are going to be signing on onto Facebook, Jamaicans.com, and all McCoy News. Jamaicans from around the world celebrate Jamaica a lot. If you're from St. Mary, Jamaica Talk, all of these various places, people are going to be signing in. Now, what I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, take the link and share it on your personal page so that we get many more persons to sign on.
I'm going to put the link in the WhatsApp group.
If you don't mind, take the link and share it. Gotta mute yourselves, please. Okay, great. All right. It's 11:30 and let's make sure. My name is Leo Gilling. Good morning to everyone. Everyone, good morning. Let me hear everybody say good morning. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great. We're having a little feedback, so I'm not so sure where the feedback is coming from, but I want to say good morning to everyone. And this is the Leo Gilling Show, and we're streaming live on a lot of different Facebook pages, Twitter, and also Instagram. This is the launch of the Caribbean Philanthropic Tree Planting activity. It's called the Caribbean Tree Planting Project, and it's coordinated by the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance. And this organization is headed by Professor Rosalie Hamilton. Well, it's been about 6 or 7 months coming. We started back in September, late September, and it's such an exciting moment for us this morning to have to bring this to you and to the rest of the world. The launching of such an important project. We've had several persons sign on. Mary and Mike McLaughlin, who has been great. We've had the CGI, Clinton Global Initiative, and very many other organizations and partners that have joined us. Today, we have many countries represented, and I want to say welcome to everybody. Welcome to the Facebook Live persons. Please know that you can send your messages or comment on the stream, and we will take your comments later on. We have probably an hour to go, and at this point in time, without any further, well, before I go, I want to bring note to the fact that, you know, this novel coronavirus has hit us, but this is an opportunity for us to build resilience by planting trees during and after. So, you know, encourage everybody to plant in your country. Even, you know, it doesn't require you to be in any general public to plant trees. So just go ahead and plant trees. Thank you. I'm going to bring on the president of the CariPhil Alliance, Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance, Professor Rosalie Hamilton. You take it, Rosalie.
Thank you so much, Leo. Great. Welcome, everyone. This is such an exciting time for us. I know that we're in the throes of a pandemic. And so, in fact, I should not have been sharing. Our media director should have been here, Kiran Maharaj, but she's doing tremendous work in the Caribbean, just managing this whole media arrangement. So she's not able to make it. So I'm going to chair. And basically, I'm going to start by just telling you a little about the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance. We're a hub of philanthropic connections across the Caribbean. We thought it important to forge partnerships, to harness not only financial, but all other resources to accelerate the achievements of the Sustainable Development Goals in the Caribbean by 2030. It's an ambitious goal, but we really think we can do it, and we really think we must do it. And so we also want to foster that kind of environment that will enable us to make strategic giving and strategic philanthropy that's linked to our developmental priorities. That's important. We recognize that we have several developmental priorities, and we agreed with a few of them. Crime and violence is a big problem across the region. We live in the most murderous region in the world. Education, poverty, hunger, economic development, these are all challenges that we face. And importantly, we face the existential threat of climate change. But we know that we can tackle all of this if we forge the kinds of partnerships that are absolutely necessary to enable us to achieve these objectives. So without any hesitation and no discussion, no disagreement, I should say, much discussion, we did in fact agree that we should start with a climate change project. And we recognize that planting trees is something that every single citizen on the planet can do. And so we took this on. We started with an initial concept that we could find at least 10 Caribbean countries and territories to partner with us. We thought if we created multi-stakeholder partnerships within each country, then we could try to plant trees. We've started in a very ambitious agenda by June 5th of this year. But we said, let's give ourselves time. Let's ensure that there's sustainability in the trees that we plant. And so we thought we would spend this time frame between now and June 5th of this year to foster and encourage persons to pledge to plant. So that's our theme here, pledge to plant. And we want you to do that today. Go on our website, pledge to plant. And that we will start the planting right now, whenever you're ready. Some of us started much earlier. You'll hear from those of us who did. And we are going to come back on June 5th, 2021, and tell the world how many trees we've planted in a very intensive, accelerated way over this time frame. So I want to say, however, that planting trees is not just about planting trees. It's important because it will address these core developmental challenges. But symbolically, it focuses our attention on the root causes of all of these challenges. That at the root cause and the root solutions are linked to the partnerships, the collaboration, the working together. I think now more than ever, as we come to grips with a global pandemic, the need to collaborate, to work together, to be our brothers and our sisters keeper is imperative, and that we actually must do that. So I'm really excited about where we are now. We're making a commitment to plant enough trees, as we say in Jamaica. Trees are already planted. We've also registered on the UN Plant for the Planet app. So we now join the world in planting 1 trillion trees. I think that's just amazing. And we certainly want the Caribbean's presence to be felt in those numbers. So we're going to team up. We're a small island developing states. And so, our little contribution can matter if we work together. So that's what we're hoping to do. So far, I'm excited because we've gone way beyond our expectation of around 10 countries. We already have 14 countries in place, and we're collaborating with. You'll hear from most of them this morning. And we're also creating the kinds of friendships and shared vision about what it takes to change the world. All of that is making it so exciting. I want to say, however, that we're involving young people. And you're going to meet a few of them this morning. And this is an important project that is being youth-led. Many of them have taken up the challenge and they're running with it. And we're going to also hear about our Caribbean superhero, Super Shiro, Tanama, and we're going to hear about her. And so all of that is to come. So I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to pass on to one of our important partners in this venture. And this is Mary and Mike McLaughlin, and they're both from Trees That Feed. It's such an exciting opportunity to work with them. They're doing fabulous work over the region for the past 10 years. So Mary and Mike, over to you.
Thank you. I am Mary McLaughlin. This is my husband, Mike. Together with my late brother, we started Trees That Feed Foundation. So our foundation was started because we were worried about climate change. 10 years ago, we were worried about climate change. We decided to plant trees. So we are actively planting trees. We're a US registered 501c3 organization. We decided to plant trees, but we all know the benefit of planting trees. We decided we would focus on fruit trees because fruit trees can do more than just clean the air and clean our water, provide shade. Fruit trees can give us food and it can give us economic development. So we plant mangoes, avocado, pears, tamarind, guavas, all of those trees, but we love one tree more than any other tree, and that's the breadfruit tree. And breadfruit tree is good because you can do so much more with breadfruit. And in the 10 years that we've started, we have seen industries develop around breadfruit tree. Some of the industries are just small artisan groups that we work with in Haiti. Some of them are large agro businesses in the Dominican Republic. They make tostones. They ship large quantities of frozen breadfruit tostones to the Miami and the New York market. In Jamaica and Puerto Rico, they're making breadfruit flour. In the Virgin Islands, they're making breadfruit vodka. So this can become a real sustainable food source. In Haiti, they use breadfruit flour to make breadfruit comparettes, which is like a hard ship's biscuit. And a lot of children are being fed that. So our big focus is value added to the fruit. We know if you plant a fruit tree and there's no money from that fruit tree, as Jill says, it tends to go up in smoke. We don't want that. We want these trees to become money trees. We focus on agroforest. That's a sustainable food forest. That's our big focus. We work in 18 countries around the world. And we are just absolutely thrilled to be part of this CARIFEL Alliance. It's bringing all the countries of the region together. The English-speaking countries have always been close in the Caribbean, but now we are forging partnerships with Haiti, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico, and we're thrilled about that. And Trees That Feed is here to help, and we pledge. Mike?
Okay, this Million Tree Project is exactly the kind of thing that we've been doing for years and years. And so our goals and the goals of this project are pretty much identical. They greatly overlap. We've already pledged 20,000 trees for the Caribbean. We've already put those wheels in motion. So we're standing right behind the project. So we wish good luck to everybody, and we will surely do our part.
Thank you guys so much. Fabulous. You know, I was hoping you would show us a roast breadfruit there, Mary. Wonderful. All right, so we're now going to hear from the countries, and I'm going to kick off alphabetically with Antigua and Barbuda. Over to you, Lyle.
Okay, good morning again, folks. I am Lyle Jackson, the Caribbean Ambassador for Antigua and Barbuda, and the chairman of the Planet Project for Antigua and Barbuda. Today I have with me on the call Miss Laverne.
Would you hold on 1 second? 1 second, Lyle, could you wait?
Okay.
There's a sound that's overtaking your voice. Do you have another device open? You know, there's a lot of noise. Okay, all right, go ahead. Better.
Okay. It's better?
There you go. Yes, much better.
Okay. So I have with me here today Miss Laverne David. She is our social media coordinator and public relations officer, or one of two. And I'd like to apologize on behalf of our deputy chair, Mr. Gishan Powell, and our other social media coordinator and public relations officer, Ms. Roshni Ferris. They were currently on the radio actually promoting the same tree planting project, so only two of us are here this morning. So of course, folks, we want to boast we're the first Caribbean country to launch our tree planting project. So yes, Antigua and Barbuda is leading the pack.
Yeah.
We continue. So far, we have planted at the survey Stadium, the Sir Wright George Police Training Academy, the Victory Center, the Christ King High School, the Antigua Girls High School. This Sunday, we spent our entire day for International Women's Day, planting trees at the 2 female schools on island and 1 co-ed school. And then we spent the remainder of the day, of course, collecting trees from our sponsors around the island. So I want, of course, especially recognize Miss Marilyn Davis, Mr. Jepson Prince, Mr. Janelle Simon, Mr. Foster Simon, because they have donated so many plants to us so far. So we're well on the way because of them primarily. We also want to recognize the Jennings Secondary School who reached out to us recently, and we will be joining forces with them. They've planned to beautify several new housing projects, and they've also in the process of putting up a new greenhouse to produce seedlings to supply the Department of Environment with. So this initiative seeks to foster a culture of environmental awareness and to engage them in activities such as planting and keeping a backyard garden. So what we're trying to do, we have set a goal for 20,000. Now, if we get the trees that we want right now from just the different plant nurseries, in less than no time, we will be out of trees because it takes time to get trees to that stage where we can grow them. So what we thought to strategize to get persons now to become more or less a factory for seedlings, and we're going to go into different schools now to get that going so we can get the different seedlings up and running. So by the time we get to like 2 or 3 months down the road and plant it off, as many as we have, then we'll have new seedlings, of course, ready to plant, because if we don't, then we'll just plant off what we have and we kind of stuck for another 2 or 3 months, in a lull. So we're off into the races ahead of everybody else. I'll let Miss David, of course, jump in and just give you a little follow-up. So Laverne, you can just continue to give some more insight as to what we're doing so far.
Well, greetings everyone. As you guys know, I am one of the social media coordinating members of the Antigua and Barbuda project. One of our primary initiatives is actually, as Lyle said, to create a high school climate action task force, which basically engages different individuals in different schools to be a part of this project by replanting their schools, as well as to basically give them the educational background on why it's important to preserve the environment, as well as to basically to engage in conservation. We are also going to try to implement some inter-schools competitions where we're gonna do from submission-based projects to performance-based projects, where we basically want students to actually be more involved and more aware of the importance and effects in the environment, as well as how to combat climate change within Antigua and Barbuda. We also have some upcoming events with different tertiary institutions. The first one is going to be at the Antigua State College by the JCY group, and we're also going to be planting with the University of the West Indies 5 Island campus, hopefully within the next few weeks. We are also going to start our first seed drive, where we're going to reach out to the general public to ask them to give us seeds that they have from fruits and so that they have bought at supermarkets, so that we'll be able to start to contribute back into society and grow as much trees. As Lyle said, our goal is to plant 20,000 trees. So we're reaching out to the general public to help us with any possible donations, tree donations, plant donations. And we have also started the initiative by engaging in reusable planting techniques, such as reusing water bottles, as well as other seeds, to basically preserve the environment and to reuse what we already have, so persons do not have to go under unnecessary expenses to be a part of this movement. And that's basically a synopsis of our initiatives.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, that's fabulous.
Just to add a little more, another thing, of course, that she just mentioned is the seed drive. One of the things that we're basically working on quickly to get up and running by probably next week or so is to have a national seed drive. I'm going to talk to several businesses here to get permission for folks to drop off seeds. We're going to create that artwork to go on social media, just like a little quick 5-step, how to donate seeds, wash them, dry them, put in a Ziploc bag, label, and just drop it off wherever, because of course we need different types of seeds. We'll categorize them and start, of course, the planting process. Like she mentioned, the bottles as well too. There's some 5-liter bottles. We of course we sell water in them. We're going to cut those in half. We're not going to throw them in the trash. Cut those in half, and of course, start seedlings in the home.
And of course, you're going to share all those details with us at another time across the region. This is exciting. You know, when I listen, I have no doubt that the future of our planet is in good hands with these youngsters. Excellent. Let me now turn over to our leader, our youth leader for the region, Chaz Garraway. Chaz, over to you. I know that Chaz has been, yes, you're on. Great. Go ahead, Chaz.
Yeah, sorry. I was having a few issues and I'm at school, so I can't go on the video right now, but good morning to everyone. It's good to be here on the launch on the video. I just want to thank everyone so far for, for being a part of it and getting their own separate teams going, because it's a lot of work to do all of that. To speak on behalf of the Bahamas, since I don't think Melissa is with us today, we had our first launch. We had our launch on March 5th, last Thursday, at my former high school, Queens College, and we presented in front of the primary school and a few high school classes. And we had the Minister of the Environment give a keynote speech, and Melissa, our national leader, spoke. I spoke, and we also had Mrs. Patricia Minnis, who's the wife of the Prime Minister, and so she agreed to be the patron for the project. We had our first collecting of tree seedlings and potting them on Saturday, where we collected over 500, and so we're going to send a few of them to Grand Bahama, which is one of the islands hit by Hurricane Dorian, to help with coastal restoration and one of the projects that they're doing over there. So, and we have a lot more events scheduled. The next planting, I think, is in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from tomorrow, where we will collect, I think, 1,000 tree saplings to plant as well. And so, yeah, so I think we'll definitely blow past the 100,000 in the Bahamas, and I think we will definitely blow past the 1 million in the Caribbean. I don't have any doubt about that, because there's a lot of, from what I've seen and interacting with all of the people involved, everybody's dedicated, and it's great to be a part of a group of so many people that want the same thing and are working hard to get it. And so I think we have to take a second to highlight Dr. Hamilton as well for spearheading this whole, just not even the tree planting, but the alliance as well. Trying to achieve the SDGs is not an easy task. And so getting together all the Caribbean countries into one organization, one group, it's such an amazing achievement. And so thank you for taking that challenge and that initiative on. And I really look forward to blowing past this 1 million trees in the next 16 months that we have. So yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. And Chaz, you've been so amazing. Chaz was with us in New York when we launched the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance at the SDG Action Zone. And it was in the throes of the devastation in Bahamas, but he took time, came. It was really phenomenal. So thank you for your leadership, Chaz. You've really done well so far. All right, so I'm now gonna hand over to Michelle Bartley, who is the CARICOM Youth Ambassador Organizer. She leads the team in CARICOM, and she's going to talk about a few of the CARICOM Youth Ambassadors that are taking leadership positions in some of the countries who could not be with us this morning. Over to you, Michelle.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Just for a formal introduction, I am the Deputy Program Manager for Youth Development. So the CARICOM Youth Ambassador Program actually falls squarely under my remit. Let me first say that it's really a privilege for me to be a part of this coordination, because I will reiterate your words, Rosalie, that you said that there's no doubt that the future is in good hands. And it definitely is, because our young people, they have the capacity to do these things. So I was really glad, and I'm really glad, that you took the initiative to actually contact us to have the youth ambassadors be involved in this project. Lyle would have given an excellent demonstration of of how proactive they have been. And he had mentioned and reported that he launched his tree planting project already. Just to mention that Barbados, we have Barbados on board, we have Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, St. Lucia, and Suriname, and hopefully we will have other youth ambassadors joining us as the project progresses. For Barbados at present, unfortunately, Chad is unable to be with us today because he has another meeting that he's in attendance with. However, it is projected by the end of this month that they will have their launch in Barbados. As it relates to, I will allow McAllister to give you a more in-depth report on his project, but I know that the launching will be in April, and they do have a target to plant 10,000 trees. The project that is in Ghana, well, as you are aware that Ghana, we are presently in a state of flux because of the election and as well as the situation with COVID-19. So I know that Vishal has been working with an existing project. As for the launch date, I am not sure that there is a definitive date that has been chosen because there's a lot of upheaval that is actually happening. Therese and Dexter has been working assiduously with Trinidad, with Althea, and I'm sure Althea will report. I know Therese wanted to join us, but she's having some online challenges, internet challenges. Hopefully she'll get on board soon. And also apology for Suriname, but there's also a team from Suriname, as Georgette or Dean, who is a lead for the youth ambassadors, was unable to join us because of another meeting. But all in all, the youth ambassadors are working assiduously, and of course, they update me every now and again in terms of what is happening. I have to commend Lyle because he is my role model, and I complimented him the other day because he has been doing a tremendous job, and he has set an example for the other youth ambassadors who will be following his lead. So that's about it for now. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Prof, I just
Leo,
want to,
go ahead.
yes, I want to recognize some people who are online and they're talking and commenting. Just want to say thanks, guys, for commenting. We have persons like Hayden Josephs online, Gwendolyn Turner online, Harris Sylvester Porter, good morning to you. Millicent, good morning. Grethel Bradford, and all the other persons who are watching. There's a lot of many persons watching online right now. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Great. Thank you for joining us. All right, so we're going to move now to Cayman Islands, one of the latest countries that have joined us. And I'm going to hand over now to Paula Lombardo. Paula, over to you.
All right, good morning. Can everyone hear me? We are so excited. I can't even begin to tell you how much of an honor it is to be asked to organize on behalf of the Cayman Islands here. My most heartfelt thanks goes out to Mary McLaughlin and Mike, and to you, Dr. Hamilton. Thank you so much. So it is an honor also to be able to pass the torch on, right, to these youthful people that will really be the leaders of our future. And I have the utmost trust and faith in them, and that's why I am here today at the Cayman International School. So some of these students are some of the most dedicated young people that I've met. They're part of an organization called Protect Our Future, and they will be the ones organizing our social media and our events and our pledge drive. So I am, just super excited and super honored to be a part of this. Our plan will involve planting fruit trees, native trees, and I think I may be the first to say this, mangroves. So in case you're not aware, mangroves actually sequester more carbon than our terrestrial friends. So we're really excited, and it's a really important part of Cayman's ecology and terrestrial story. So we will have a mangrove project going on here. But just to wrap this up, we here in Cayman, we pledge to plant thousands of trees as part of this overall Caribbean initiative. And my students behind me, I think, agree. We make this pledge and we promise to do our best.
Can we hear them say, can we hear them say, yeah?
Wonderful. Great. That is so wonderful to hear. And welcome all of you youngsters there listening. We love you and we're really, really glad to see that you're on board. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Paula. And you made a good point about mangroves, because mangroves are an important part of the work we're doing. I know it's important in Bahamas, here in Jamaica, and across the region. So thank you so much for that. All right, we're going to move now to Dominica Obono. Olu, over
Hello.
to you.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning. My name is Olu Bonio, and I am the Caribfield Alliance country representative for Dominica. Dominica has a comprehensive tree planting project. And in the next year, we pledge to plant 400,000 trees. The Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance and other civic society organizations will collaborate with the Ministry of Environment and the Forestry Division in this effort. We shall have 8 nurseries throughout the island, which will become operational next month and into May. And this project is in alignment with Dominica becoming the first climate resilient country in the world. So cheers, 3 cheers for Dominica.
Yeah, yeah.
Cheers for Dominica, yay!
Just wanted, before you go, Prof, we wanted to let everyone know that the CGI is watching on Facebook. Gauri Patel says, congratulations. I am so impressed and inspired by this group. Looking forward to supporting in any way you can.
Great, thank you, Gauri. And Gauri has been such a big help for us. She made that important connections to trees that feed and started the ball rolling. And we're making a great networks across the region because of the work you do. Continue to do good work, CGI. All right, so we're gonna move now to Haiti. And I'm going to introduce Gilles Sassin, who is our representative in the Caribfield Alliance. He's our representative in Haiti, and he will tell you about the special work that Haiti is doing in the region. Over to you, Gilles.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gilles Sassin. I am the representative of the Gun Fondation d'Haïti, the first network of foundations in Haiti. So we are a convening space that brings together different entities to focus on development issues. We do not plant trees ourselves, but we bring together people on different subjects, different problems to collaborate so that we reduce duplication of effort. There's a term in Haiti called combit, which is the collaboration towards a common goal. And this is basically what we do. And the goal is to reduce, as I said, reduce duplication of effort and be able to influence policymakers to write better policies based on data coming from the communities which they're supposed to serve. So as I said, we do not plant trees. So I will turn it over to Melinda, who's working on the effort and is our collaborative partner on this tree planting effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Gilles. My name is Melinda Miles. I'm in Haiti, where I represent the Haiti Vet Coalition for a Green Haiti, which includes over 50 organizations, many of whom have already been planting trees for years and decades. We're also joined by my partner, Mark Kensentius. He's here, you can see him on the screen, who is also one of the main people behind the coalition. We are inspired this year by our member, the She Builds Global Initiative, which is launching a 20-year engagement here in Haiti called the Renaissance 2040. They have inspired us to pledge to plant at least 1 million trees in Haiti this year. That is only possible because so many of the organizations in our coalition already had plans to plant trees this year. including one very important partner, the Smallholder Farmers Alliance, which we're going to hear from in just a moment. We have some major upcoming events this year, including the celebration of the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, which will happen at the wonderful Wind Farm Ecological Reserve and a mountaintop here in Haiti on April 19th. We also will have our She Builds Future Festival this summer, which will include a national tree planting event and a lot of bringing together different voices to mobilize youth and students, as well as the diaspora for Haiti, to be planting trees. And we're looking forward to launching a national education campaign that will involve all of the different partners in our coalition, and will be featuring Tanima, the super shiro. And so on that note, I think I should let us turn it over to Hugh Locke to talk a little bit more about that.
All right, we're going to come to Hugh last because we want to hear the special rollout at the end of the presentations. Now, I noticed that Jonathan has his hand up from Barbados. Do you want to say something here? Not sure. I see a hand up there. All right, let's move on then. I want to just come back to a word that Gilles used, convict. Is that the word? I think that's a word we all need to learn. It's about collaboration, right? Convict. Convict.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll send more information about it afterwards.
Yes,
so
please. Convict. Okay, great. Convict. All right. So let's move on now to Jamaica. And we're going to hear from Stephen Snyder.
Hello all, and good morning to you. I'm very excited to be representing the team that we have here in Jamaica and to share the good news of where we are with our project. We have engaged with many people on the ground, both from businesses to the private sector to public sector, and have reached out to the diaspora and received over 46,000 pledges for trees. So we're well on our way to meeting our target, and we will be beginning to put these trees directly in the ground as we have schools and businesses reaching out that they want it so far. So we're going after that low-hanging fruit to get trees planted immediately and to catch up with our partners in this project. And we've identified over 10 schools now that are ready to take the trees in the next few weeks. Also, we've been working with our parish council and with our different government agencies to plant trees in all 14 of our parishes with special events happening. And just to keep it short, I want to give a shout out to two other people that I believe are listening in on this call, Laverne Kitson and Anna K. McIntosh, as well as Giselle Hall and Greg Barrett, who are part of the team and who have been fundamental. And finally, as I conclude, I want to give a shout out to some of the partners who have been working with us, such as Sandoz Foundation, the Grace Kennedy Foundation, Lasco Chin Foundation, CARICOM Youth Ambassadors, and the Media Institute of the Caribbean, who've all been doing a great job. And finally, to our organizers, the Jamaica Diaspora Task Force Action Network. It's a mouthful, but JD Tan. And we have worked with their agriculture task force, for example, to raise 10,000 pledges from farmers. So we'll be directly contributing to providing for them and reducing hunger in our island. So I'm very excited to be on this, and good luck in wishing you all the best in your projects. Have a good day.
Excellent, excellent.
Great.
What is the jump in a little bit?
Leo is going to add to that.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to, just add to the partners. We're also big into planting mangrove trees. I think we are going to be planting 5,300 mangrove trees, and we know the value of that. We are thanking the Tourism Enhancement Fund for putting its hands where its mouth is, So we're happy for that, and happy for the JIEP, the Jamaica Institute of Environmental Professionals. They're very, very key in putting the engineering pieces, bits and pieces to all of this. We're happy for them. We're very, 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 very happy for Trees That Feed, has put their hands where their and their feet where their mouths are, and we're very, very happy for that. You know, we are so excited about trees, and especially breadfruit trees, because we're asking our farmers to go out and plant breadfruit trees because we want the breadfruit flour to make fritters and dumpling and bulla and all that stuff. And we want we want to make sure that our farmers are strengthening food security, strengthening economic development, and being able to strengthen themselves and their families for eating, for having these trees. So that's our focus. And thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And we are happy to be a part of this.
All right, and if any of our listeners are about to leave, I hope you won't. You have to stay to the end because you have to hear about our super hero at the end of all of this. But, you know, make sure that you go on the Carrifield Alliance website and pledge to plant. So let's not forget, all of this is about pledging right up to June 5th, because we want you to be involved in this awesome collaborative arrangement. All right, so we're not yet. Yes, go ahead.
McAllister's ready. He can jump in now.
All right, McAllister, great. I'm glad you're here. And McAllister Hunt from St. Lucia. Over to you, McAllister.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hamilton. I'm extremely just beyond excited and enthusiastic to be part of this project. My colleagues in the CARICOM Youth Ambassadors Corps will definitely know that I am passionate about matters of the environment, and some of the initiatives that I have actually focused on have literally been tree planting initiatives. And I'm really happy to hear that our colleagues in the Cayman Islands are also looking at planting mangrove trees, because that is something that I have been doing repeatedly alongside our local national trust, and of course young people in St. Lucia who are very much interested in these types of activities. So I really believe that this type of project is something that we could just build momentum on. We already have several partners who are excited about this kind of work. So to know that they will be working with colleagues around the region is just going to be a huge plus. We're hoping to be very strategic with our planting, in terms of planting mangrove trees, because we understand their value in terms of storm surges and helping out with livelihoods, in terms of biodiversity and the fish that they attract. We're hoping to have this be not just a tree planting initiative where we go out and get our hands dirty, but we want to increase knowledge and sensitize people and let them understand the importance of what exactly we are doing. So we're planting along the mangroves, we're planting in the coastal areas to avoid soil erosion, we'll be planting along our riverbanks to prevent, of course, taking of our rivers and our water sources. We hoping to
speaking the mic a little more for us, McAllister, not hearing so clearly.
Can you hear me any better?
Much better, much better, yes.
Beautiful. Right, we intend to continue working with a lot of the youth-based organizations in St. Lucia, and there are a plethora of those. So we're hoping to work with the National Students Council and various student councils in the schools across the island, as well as, of course, like our National Trust and our local farmers, because we do want to raise awareness and appreciation for supporting local and, eating and preparing meals, the diversity of meals that we have available here in St. Lucia. Right, of course, just like our colleague mentioned in terms of breadfruits, it's also a very popular thing down there. All right, so we're just extremely excited, and we'll be hoping to launch in celebration of Earth Day next month. That is April 22nd. So for Earth Day, look out for St. Lucia.
Wonderful, excellent. All right, so happy that you're able to join us. We also wanted to hear from St. Martin, Ludmilla Duncan, but I don't think she's online. And I know that she was having a little difficulty getting here on time. And so if she joins us, we'll have her on. But we want to turn now to Suriname. We're going to hear from Renee Toyce and Geneva Becker. Over to you, Renee.
Okay, good afternoon. Hello, everybody. I am Reinier Tols, coordinator of CTPP Suriname and coordinator of a regional small farmers organization, ECTAT, headed by the chief coordinator, Mr. Jethro Green in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Sustainability, food security, with healthy and safe foods and profitable markets are our keywords. So, by planting fruit trees, we are sitting in the right CTPP ship constructed by Professor Rosalie Hamilton and her team, and we will help directing the 1 million target. Our Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Rabin Parmesan, is already aware of this project. I am boarding with the youth, so Miss Geneva Becker, can you please let the voice of the youth vibrate in the CTPP air? Thank you.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shanifa Becker. I represent the CARICOM Youth Ambassadors as a CARICOM Youth Advisor of Suriname. I am really happy with this initiative, but this is because I feel like this initiative will encourage people more to take caution as to how they treat nature. People will also they will also brighten up their views towards climate change and towards climate action. Because I strongly believe that their actions are based on their lack of knowledge. People do disastrous things to the nature, but that's because they are not aware of the action of the they are not aware of the effects that brings to them. So I am really happy with this initiative and I'm on board.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You heard that, the voice of the youth.
Prof, before you go on to the next, thanks so much.
Sure.
Andrea wants me to remind you and everyone who's listening to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. The handle is Cariphill Alliance, CARIPHILLALLIANCE, Cariphill Alliance. Follow us on the social media. Also want to recognize Nordia Campbell, who's watching. Willie Stewart, good day, Willie. Good day to you. Georgette Guthfam, Melinda Miles, and Gwendolyn Turner. Thank you and Mikey Gibbs. Thank you for watching and keep sharing for us. We have about 36 people shared this link so far. That's great.
All right, wonderful. And so we're going to now move on to Trinidad and Tobago, Anthea McLaughlin and Talia Mohammed. Anthea, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Yeah. Greetings from Trinidad and Tobago. It's exciting to be on this call and to be part of this initiative. My name is Anthea McLaughlin, and I'm from Bridge Foundation. And of course, when you hear the word bridge, it sort of speaks volumes. It's about really bridging partnerships to promote holistic development for children, families, and communities. I'm also the country representative for Trinidad as well. I'm here with Talia Mohammed, who is the environmental project officer, and she's part of the team and is making things happen here in Trinidad and Tobago. Now I'm going to say the pledge, and that is that we pledge to plant trees and that we will announce the number on June 5th. We don't have a number yet, but you're going to be hearing from Talia, who's going to give you a count of how far we've come so far. So we have some exciting news to share with you. Trinidad and Tobago is committed to the regional environmental push to combat climate change and to step up the climate action through SDGs 13, 14, and 15. We've added 15 here in Trinidad and Tobago for reasons that we all understand. And it's our aim to really realize the environmental benefits of tree planting. And we spoke a lot about that here in Trinidad, about why are we planting trees and what is it really about? And we know the wonderful words that we've heard. We've heard about mitigating climate change. You hear about helping with watershed management. But one big part of planting trees, and I think this morning we heard people talking about breadfruit and all other kinds of things. Food security is critical. And so more food, more food, more food. And so we know that planting trees means something, and it's about life. It's not just about trees alone. Here in Trinidad, we have many environmental groups, extensive amount of environmental organizations that are committed to environmental sustainability. So in Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to spend time building what's already existing here in Trinidad and Tobago, facilitating the partnerships that need to be facilitated and supported because there's just a lot of action going on here. And we're going to be mobilizing youth into action. And you'll hear today, we had an exciting meeting yesterday, and you'll hear that from Talia. And we're going to be promoting what works best for the environment. And we're going to spend some time on documenting what really is happening here in Trinidad and Tobago. And also in terms of the group, we want to make sure that we continue to support already existing initiatives in terms of what is already happening. So just 2 weeks ago, Santa Cruz Green Market already started to pledge, and not only selling trees, but sharing what is happening here in Carrickfield Alliance and making sure that they know that the initiative is actually existing. So we got 70 trees that have already been pledged as part of the initiative. Made in TNT, which is the breadfruit planting initiative drive, have already pledged their support as well. And also you'll hear about the other organizations from our group. And that is it. So go ahead.
So for us, you know, the US declared 2020 to 2030 the decade of ecosystem restoration. And in Trinidad and Tobago, through the support of all the existing network of NGOs and student groups, we aim to support this UN declaration within the context of the work being actioned through the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance. And largely it's through youth energy. We had a great meeting yesterday with some of our youth groups and our youth ambassadors. And this would be namely the youth ambassadors, as mentioned previously. We have something called the 4-H clubs in Trinidad and Tobago, which are agriculture clubs set up in most of these schools, secondary schools. And they have already pledged 300 schools will be planting on June the 5th. Through Made in TNT, they are going to be supporting through breadfruit trees and other fruit trees and food trees, as well as the University of the West Indies Guild of Students have also pledged support, and a number of UE clubs that will be lending their hand, as well as planting and have other supporting activities throughout the year. So June the 5th will be when we initiate the actual tree planting, but we will be actioning other activities throughout the year through the support of our youth groups, as well as NGOs and community groups. So coming out of the youth meeting yesterday, we want to just share, which is on the 12th of March, we want to share that some of the things our youth representatives shared with us in terms of their green dreams. So one that was very powerful was that everyone should contribute to a sustainable society, and we all could make a mountain out of the pebbles of contribution that we all contribute. And one of the other ones was they are very intuitive in terms of what's the problems we face right now in the Caribbean. So they also said that, you know, we need a systems change, and we need people working together in the Caribbean and not competing with one another at the country level and both at the government and administrative levels. So we aim in Trinidad and Tobago for the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance tree planting to work together collaboratively and to help make the dreams come true of all these youths that will be supporting us.
Wonderful.
Also, we have some other groups that we want to mention. Well, we mentioned Caribbean Youth Ambassadors, Santa Cruz Green Market. There's a Trust for Sustainable Livelihoods and I Am Movement, where they are doing restoration of quarries. They have also pledged support, where we'll be doing some forestry species and quarries. We have Flying Tree Environmental Management. They'll be doing coastal zone reforestation through mangrove. We have Made in TNT, as mentioned already. They are the Breadfruit Initiative. We have the Cropper Foundation also pledging support. The Caribbean Natural Resource Institute has also signed on. And we have a number of other stakeholders that we will be reporting on as we meet with more sponsors and corporate Trinidad and Tobago. So
there's a lot going on here in Trinidad.
There's a lot going on already.
And so there are 4 areas that we're going to be focusing on, and that is tree planting, information sharing and advocacy, promotions and communication, and policy and data formulation. So those are the 4 they said they wanted to focus on.
Yeah.
And so given the plethora of organizations here, we have a lot on our list, and we have a long list.
It sounds like you have it all.
This is what we came up with yesterday.
So you will hear what we want to say, but yet we haven't got full approval yet with our logo for Trinidad and Tobago.
And we have a new name we're trying to come up with, but it was so join us now as we plant our roots for the future.
Hey, I love it. Roots for the future.
And
Roots for the future.
our youth came up with it yesterday.
I love it.
Roots for the
It's going to be
future.
plant our roots, hashtag plant our roots.
All right.
All
Sounds
right.
like we might
We'll be
want to
launching
have that for the
on June
Right
5th.
here. For the
Yeah.
whole Caribbean. For the whole
Absolute. Sound like a Caribbean theme there. I love it.
Let me jump in for a minute here.
So we're very happy to hear.
Oh.
Yes, Mike. Yeah.
Yes, we
What
will
did you say,
talk.
Leo?
It sounds like a great logo. Yeah, I love motto. Yeah.
Let me jump in here. Prof. Dwayne Gutzmer says, as a former dean of the CARICOM Youth Ambassador Program, I'm happy to see their tremendous involvement and enthusiasm. And he says, I pledge to plant. Hilton McCarthy, great job to the team. My name is Hilton McCarthy, and I'm watching from the Turks and Caicos Island. I'm not sure if the Turks and Caicos is registered to plant the program yet. I think they are, right, Prof?
No, you come on down. Go into online and you just tell us your country not listed. Tell us you want to join, and we have a mechanism to bring you in. So we're looking out for you.
All right. Here's Nordia Campbell says, Kiwanis Club of Greater Portmore and pledge to plant trees. That's great. Thank you. And then Gauri Patel from CGI says, it's great to hear from all the partners collaborating on this project, which is recently announced that the CGI Foundation Action activity over in Puerto Rico. Here is, she sent the link, and the link, when I opened the link, it's on Clinton Global Initiative, and it says, mobilizing Caribbean philanthropy to plant 1 million trees. Commitment by Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance, Jamaica Diaspora Task Force Action Network. Great, great. Thank you so much, guys.
All right, and you would have heard already, you heard it here for the first time. We're going to hit that target out of the ballpark. We're going to smash that target of 1 million trees. We're going to tell you how in a little while. The last country we're going to hear from, the territory in the region, the US Virgin Island, we have Nate Olive. He's just on board as well. Nate, what do you make of all of this? What's your commitment to all of this? Over to you, Nate.
He was there, but I don't see him anymore.
He's not here?
Yeah, he was showing us all the greenery. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we don't have him. And so I want to just say, you've heard a good chunk of the countries that are already engaged. You've heard the voice of the young people. It is their challenge, your future. We're just here to support. And you've heard all the enthusiasm and excitement. But some of us are really, really excited to know that out of all of this, we found a Caribbean superhero, Tanama. So I'm gonna hand over now to Hugh Locke from the Smallholders Farmers Alliance in Haiti, and he's gonna tell us about this exciting new development. Over to you, Hugh.
Thank you, Rosalie. Well, I'll just first of all touch on the Smallholder Farmers Alliance contribution to the tree planting component, if I may. So we've made a commitment to She Builds in Haiti, and She Builds in turn is passing on that commitment to be part of the Caribbean tree planting program. So we have at the moment 500,000 trees in 30 different nurseries in 7 regions of Haiti being grown by 6,000 farmers. And we'll be announcing through She Builds our commitment through to June 5th of next year at June 5th this year when we make the announcement about the overall number of trees. So we're already in for 500,000, but we're going to significantly raise that number with the announcement on World Environment Day this year. So there's a young Haitian comic artist named Tony Louis, and he had already developed several superheroes, all of whom were men and doing all sorts of superhero stuff. And when he shared with us that he was beginning to think about a super shero, we asked if we could get involved and shape the character, and out of that came a superhero named Tanima, which means butterfly in the original Tano language of the region. And she is specifically focused on planting trees, supporting smallholder farmers, and advancing gender equality, all three of which are obviously interconnected. So Tanima was officially launched this morning at 8 a.m. with a group of students in Port-au-Prince who were standing next to a life-size cutout of Tanima and planting a tree, which also marked their first contribution to the regional project. And you'll see them there. So Tony Louis is standing to the left, and that's the cover of the first Tanima comic book, which went online today. Initially in Creole. By the end of today, it'll be online in English, downloadable for free. And so Tanima has become the ambassador for the Caribbean Tree Planting Project. And we're happy to be able to lend her image for use in each of the participating countries. We have to have some conditions on that, none of which involve payment, but we have to maintain the copyright integrity. But we've already developed some country-specific images, just as an example of how that collaboration could work. So that's basically it. The Tanima website is live today, still being a little bit updated. And so that is www.tanamaproject, all one word, TANAMA project.org. So we're excited to be able to have Tanima connected with the project. We're open for ideas as to what that's going to look like. We've started off with the first full-length 36-page comic book, which is the origin story of Tanima, how she grew up on a smallholder farm in Haiti, how some bad guys came, overtook the farm, she went into a coma, and then smallholder women farmers had to plant enough trees that the tree spirits could bring her out of the coma. Well, it's a comic book. So anyway, we're really excited to be part of this.
Okay, wonderful, Hugh. That is so exciting. And you know, it does provide a fabulous mechanism in which we could engage young people across the Caribbean. And I just want to say before I wrap up that I really want to thank in particular the young energy that has brought us to this point. Chaz Garraway from Bahamas has done tremendous work from day one last year, and he's in school full time. And I can't imagine he finds the time to do all of this, but he does, and it speaks to his commitment. You heard from Lyle Jackson in Antigua and Barbuda, Giselle Hall, who couldn't be here, excellent technical support. Stephen, you heard from Kimon Gooden, really helping us behind the scenes in a very unselfish way. Really appreciate that, Kimon. Andrea Molnar, I want you to just say a few words, Andrea. Andrea is new to the region, new to Jamaica, but is one of us. Andrea, just a few words. I know you're committed somewhere. You're gonna say something. I don't know if you're there, but
yeah, I'm here.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, hi. Just say a few words. She's been doing a great job on our social media pages.
Yeah, so my name is Andrea Molnar, and I'm originally from Hungary. I'm living now in Jamaica for 3 years, and this is my second project with Prof. Very happy to support. And I would like all of you to go to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and please follow our pages. It's Caribbean Alliance, all the pages, and please share your story with trees. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Nate Olive is back online. He's been so good in showing us the greenery of the space. That's yeah. So go ahead, Nate.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Well, good afternoon or morning, wherever you are, everyone. We're so honored to be a part of this ambitious tree planting project here. I'm with Ridge to Reef Farm on St. Croix and the Virgin Island Farmers Alliance, which is across the Virgin Islands, a collection of farms rising farmers, youth, and farm friends. And together with our other island partners and with other partners like the Trees That Feed Foundation, which keeps coming up again and again, and who has, who visited us before the hurricanes, already talking about, the benefits of the trees and how they could support us and other farmers and residences here in establishing more trees, more fruit trees, and also incentivizing planting trees, not just planting trees for the carbon benefits, but also for economic benefits. And at the same time, we've had Mutiny Island Vodka open up here, which is using the breadfruit fruits to produce their new product, and our Farm to School program, which we aim to increase the amount of breadfruit so that we can offer local, more healthy, nutritious options in the school program. We already hold 14 contracts with the schools, and with the Farmers Alliance, we deliver every week or 2 weeks to our island's 12,000 kids, and sometimes to the other district of St. John and St. Thomas. And so we're really excited to be involved. We'd also like to thank the Clinton Global Initiative, and especially Gauri Patel, again, who has come up from several people. She got us connected, and I was able to meet many of you at the recent conference in Puerto Rico. And so we are here in the Virgin Islands. We have a goal already to plant 10,000 breadfruit trees in 5 years. And this is a great incentive to ramp it up, to move it forward. We have already received over 2,500 trees from Trees That Feed. We're getting another 1,000 on the island in the coming months, which will be distributed with the St. George Botanical Garden through their Trees for St. Croix project, and also with Ridge to Reef Farm, and which is a certified organic farm that I run, and with University of Virgin Islands, who has already been planting these trees at the research site and also at local schools and on farms as test plots to see the best irrigation techniques and care and interplanting with other trees for a diverse forest system. So we're here in the Virgin Islands. We're supporting this whole project. We think it's very exciting. We're just honored to be a part of it and to be amongst all of you great people. Let's do this thing. Let's do it. Thank you so much. Take care.
Great. Thank you so much, Nate. And I know you just joined, but you're part of the team. Welcome. And we're really glad to hear from St. Croix and the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Great. Thank you.
So I'm going to now wrap up and then hand over to Leo to just close us out. Do we have Vishal? Vishal from Guyana. Wow. You're going to say a few words, Vishal? You're here. Over to you. You have a few. Vishal Joseph from Guyana.
Michelle, if you're there, you can speak.
All
Michelle,
right.
are you just saying hi guys? Cannot speak. Cannot speak.
No, he says he cannot speak, right.
Okay, all right, good.
If I can,
yes, go ahead.
Dr. Hamilton, I, of course, want to just challenge everyone to, of course, see if they can start a climate action task force within the different schools. I will, of course, send a write-up to, the group in the group chat for everyone, of course, to see the model which we're going to create. The climate action task force and also a seed drive is very important. If we can get those things, of course, rolled out, we'll get a large variety of plant species to plant. I'm challenging the public, whoever is watching, even if you plant some trees in your backyard yourself, just post it. You can tag us on social media as well to, of course, follow the links. I think Andre is going to share the links as well too, if you can do that as well too. Follow our social media everywhere you can and just try to, of course, plant, and just, yeah.
All right, wonderful. Anyone else have any closing shots before we wrap up? All right. So I just
would like to share something.
Sure. Go ahead.
So Hugh mentioned Tanama, and I just shared a video on our LinkedIn page.
Yes.
So if you would like to see it, please go and visit our LinkedIn page, Careyfield Alliance, and the video is there now.
Great. And Tanama, Ambassador Tanama, let's get her name right here. Ambassador Tanama is going to chart that course, especially taking young persons with her to plant many trees across the region. We started with a target of 1 million. I think we're well over that now. And on June 5th, we will announce the pledges, the commitments, all of the collaborative efforts of all of us. We will roll that out on the 5th of June, and we'll do it virtually if the pandemic is still around and we're not able to physically gather. But we can do planting in our backyards, and we need to do this now more than ever. We need to be able to feed ourselves. Food sufficiency is a big deal, so we need to be able to do that. And I want to just say, it truly has been a pleasure and a privilege to collaborate and work with all of you in the region. And I really hope that you'll come on board, pledge to plant, and be a part of this exciting journey to change the planet. Thank you very much.
Great, great, great. You know, Prof, thank you so much. We are at a point where, you know, we're going to be wrapping up now, but I must bring out 2 points here. One, I didn't see Hugh showing us the example of Panama with the flags of the different countries. One. All right, so you know, that's a number.
Kimon, let's see if you can put that up. I think Kimon has that. Yes.
All right, and number two, what about you know, going for the Guinness Book of Records? You know, I like that idea. So you know, I want to challenge you to bring that forward for us, Hugh.
So the image that is up is Panama in her ambassador role, representing, in this case, Trinidad and Tobago. Yes. And this is just to give you a sense of what might be possible by way of use of Panama's image in creative ways to support what's going on at each country level. And Andrea mentioned the video, so there's a little animation of Panama speaking about the Caribbean Tree Project, but I don't think we can show that here. Right. But it's out there and on the link that was mentioned. So we're totally ready for Panama to have, you know, a role in the sky's the limit in terms of what that looks like.
All right, that's good.
Of course, we're waiting for Panama in our Jamaican costume, Kimon.
Oh.
So let's see that before we go.
You know, that would be unfair if we don't get Antigua and Barbuda, you know, represented.
Well, I don't think we had enough time to do all of the images, but this was just a sample. All right. Good shot.
If you can get it on Wattpad, get it on Amazon Kindle as soon as possible. The more platforms is available on, the better coverage we'll get for the book. That's excellent stuff.
Absolutely. And also Mary has a crayon book. What you call it? Drawing book, coloring book. Mary, you're muted.
We have an educational activity book that says plant a tree and good things happen.
Okay, great.
More serious, more science, more showing possibilities, but I fully support Panama. I think it will engage all the young people. So thank you, Hugh.
And Leo, you asked about the Guinness World Book of Records.
Yes.
So I think sometimes it's hard to get a perspective on something you're in the midst of creating. And with the leadership of Rosalie and Leo and Mary and Mike and others, what's being created here is a citizen movement for tree planting that, in my experience, I believe is actually unique. And I don't know of any other initiative quite like this in terms of its regional focus, the breadth of its engagement, and the fact that it's being done as a citizen movement rather than a government movement.
Yes.
Which I think is ultimately going to make it infinitely more impactful. I shouldn't go there. But I've been in touch with the Guinness World Book of Records and have asked them to begin consideration of having us as an entry in June of next year. And the category would be the most trees planted simultaneously in the most countries. And there's no guarantee of this, but we've at least started the conversation. And there's Panama looking resplendent in Jamaican garb.
Yes, I'd screen on goal. Well, you know, Hugh, that's certainly something that's possible. We have about 30 countries, territories in the Caribbean. I think it's a great way to show how small island states can work together and that we can come together. This climate change is a threat to all of us in a very real and personal way. So I think that target is doable. And for all of us listening, we're going to encourage you to share this video and to just tell all your friends about what we're trying to do. Go on our Facebook page, go on our website, pledge to plant. And I think if we start now, we definitely can do this by June of next year.
Well, I must tell you, I'm so thankful to be here because I don't remember being on any forum where we can see each other and talk to each other from various countries in the Caribbean. This is brand new to me. So many different countries represented, everybody getting a chance to speak and laying their foundation as to what it is that they want to do. That gives me great, great, great pleasure. And so I'm really happy to be here. I want to say thanks to all of the countries that have been here. It's a great effort and we just need to dig in. Love your thoughts there, Hugh. It's not a government-led project, and it's something that we can all feel good about. Thanks for the collaborations for everyone. Thanks for Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance for leading this charge. Thanks to Professor Hamilton. Oh my gosh, she has put so much work into this. And sometimes I see texts coming in at 2 o'clock in the mornings and I wonder what the hell she's doing. And so all about tree planting. So I guess we should be able to call her Miss Tree in a couple of weeks, right? Miss Tree or Lady Tree. Thanks.
I don't know about that.
Thanks for Trees That Feed. Thanks for Clinton Global Foundation. Thanks for Jamaica Diaspora Task Force Action Network and its members. Thanks to the Jamaica Institute of Environment Professionals, JIEP, International Telecommunication Union, ITU. They're giving us 5,000 trees in Jamaica, and I know that they're giving some to Barbados. I'm not so sure how much that is. Caribbean Girls Hack. Thank you so much, Nicole. Media Institute of the Caribbean, CARICOM Youth Ambassadors, Sandals Foundation, Grace Kennedy Foundation, Lascochin Foundation, among others, especially at the national level. Thanks for all of the schools that join Lyle, all the companies and organizations that join all of the tree planting efforts over there in Antigua and Barbuda. This is great. And Thea, it's good to see you. Your voice, as I heard your voice, I remember you online. Very, very nice to see all of you in your glory. And it's good to be here. Thank you guys for everything. And where I want us to go out and plant trees. I know that Prof might want to wrap up with a couple of highlights about philanthropic, the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance. I want you to also to go to your social media and spread the word for us.
Okay, well, you've covered it all, Leo. I think that, we have about 14 countries engaged. Right now, we're talking to 3 more countries. We heard from Turks and Caicos online. They're interested. We're looking out for your submission. Just send us the information, send us an email. You know how to contact us online, and we'll be willing and anxious to bring you on board in this. Again, I did highlight the youth engagement. I just want to say a shout out to Dwayne Gutsmeer, a former dean of the CARICOM Youth Ambassador. In fact, it was his encouragement that said, turn to the CARICOM Youth and Ambassadors, they can do it. Thank you, Dwayne. It worked, and we're hearing really about the kind of leadership that our young people can bring to the table across the Caribbean. So really, really pleased about that. I just want to say that this is not just about the SDGs dealing with climate change and life on land, SDG 13 and 15, but a number of other SDGs that we'll be able to tackle. And this is all about accelerating the kinds of actions we need to do. It's not business as usual. We see what's happening right now. We're in the midst of a pandemic, and that these are all new challenges that we face. many of them related, some unrelated to these climate issues. And so we just want to encourage you lastly by saying, pledge to plant. Go to our website, go to our social pages. We look out for you. Thank you so much for staying with us to the end. Thank you.
Thank you. Pledge for life.
All
Thank
of this
you.
is recorded.
Plant
All of this
life.
is recorded. All of this is recorded, ladies and gentlemen. And you will see, when we get off, you'll probably see 2,000 views. Please share it as much as you can. Download it and share it or something like that. But please share it. Thank you. This is Leo Gilling coming to you from the Leo Gilling Show on Jamaicans.com, on other Facebook pages. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.